the instructions here is lightly, so I'm presuming it's a reasonably fast, chirpy piece, so I'm playing it about this tempo. Now, this has syncopation. Now, the Abracadabra book doesn't really explain syncopation, but hopefully by this stage you can start to identify it on the page. It creates this kind of offset effect where you have this quaver that may kick you off, and then it moves everything over by about half a beat, so by a quaver, assuming we're in 4/4 time. So what we have is this feeling of ands. So everything starts to move onto the ands. So rather than we're playing on the beats, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we're now playing between beats, and this is called syncopation. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the tricky part is identifying it in the music, and then just trying to use your knowledge of what an offbeat feels like to just go, okay, now I'm playing in offbeat mode. That's one strategy at least. So how about I go from the beginning and we'll just slowly go through it. So I'll play a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully you can hear what notes are landing in between beats. So we have some lyrics which make this reasonably helpful, which I'll explain later. So here's some lyrics. My brother did tell me that you go man, go walk. So we've got this set of lyrics. Go man, go walk. So here's some ands. 1 and 2 and 3. So in many ways, you got to be able to count this back to yourself. You got to feel what it means to play offbeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So whatever body percussion you want to do, maybe foot taps and claps. So stomp, clap, anything to get this feeling of playing between beats. And once you get that groove, this will all start to sink in a lot more easily. So if you look at this bar, we've got that syncopated rhythm, that quaver, crotchet, quaver. But then you notice in the second half of the bar, we've just got 3, 4, and this is pretty much the common rhythm throughout this piece. This 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And if you can understand that groove, you've pretty much got Mango Walk at this point. So I'll go from the beginning a bit faster. One and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so the piece continues. And that's pretty much idea number 1. So then we play the second half of the piece. Okay, so we have a key signature. We've got A major, so we've got our 3 sharps in the key signature. Yes, there's a G sharp there. First. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That rhythm's back. Rest. And then we have the DCL fine. So dal capo al fine is Italian for from the head until the finish. So we go back to the beginning until the fine, which is Italian for finish. Okay, so what is interesting about the lyrics here? The lyrics are offering you a massive hint about phrasing. If you look at where the commas and the full stops are, they're kind of dictating where you're supposed to have breathed, or where the music needs to breathe. If we look at the beginning, my brother did tell me that you go man, go walk, comma. Now the next word, you, is actually landing on beat 4. You go man, go walk, then a comma, coming on beat 4 again. You go man, go walk, another comma. Actually, are we full stop? We're full stopped. So all the action is actually happening on beat 4. The starting note, the leader note, is actually always happening on beat 4. It's mirroring the very, very beginning where the first note of this piece is actually beat 4. So that is actually being quite consistent. So 1, 2, 3. Now that is the phrasing of the music, and phrasing is it starts to get onto an advanced topic. But really, if you can understand the phrases of the music, the musical sentences, then the music will start to make much more sense. So it goes without saying, quite often when people play this piece, they will play the beat 3, 4, and then they'll breathe and then start playing on 1. But no, if you're to play the music to the spirit of the lyrics, that is always kind of this gap 4, 1. Now, that's not as to say that you always have to breathe. So, for example, as a wind player, if you take in too much air, you're going to start to hyperventilate because you put so much air in your lungs and you haven't got rid of it. So there's 2 strategies. You either let air out or just don't take as much air at all. However, let's see, we can do that first half again, and we can just do it in a couple of breaths. So I haven't breathed, but I kind of made it feel like phrase endings. Now I breathe. And that could be the fine, the finish. So hopefully that shows you how you can play some phrases without actually having to breathe, and you can hear that kind of taper, that phrase ending. Okay? So that's Mango Walk. Hopefully that helps in explaining how to go about playing this piece.